Hi, my name is Jody Mueller. I'm a mother of 4 alienated and mentally abused children. All of them are in the state of Iowa right now. My ex took 2 of them October 30th, 2013. It took 5 months for me to get a court hearing because of the delays and manufactured conflicts by the ex-spouse and the lawyers and judges. The judge in my case was Gregory Hulse of Dallas County, Iowa. He gave me 0 visitation with my children. My rights were never terminated. I've never been deemed abusive, neglectful, or unfit, and did not have any CPS case involvement at all. Never done a drug in my life. Never paraded people through my home. Nothing. I had twins, and the judge separated these siblings from one another, causing complete chaos in our family. I tried to reach out to my ex, went to his door several times, asked him if we could see the other children. He said no. Took a police officer over there, asked again. He said no, get off my effing porch, and told him that we were going to be moving to Texas and I would be staying at my sister's for 3 months. Left him letters, emails, text, phone calls, everything. Tried again before we left and got 0 response. So left for Texas. My court order does not say I cannot move, by the way, for people that are going to say something bad here. My ex is a pilot. My children fly for free, and so does he. So that was not an issue in my case. I was in Texas for 9 months. Texas had jurisdiction. My ex contacted my twins after not seeing them for months and months and months, and not even speaking to them, actually, for over 2 years. Contacted them, coerced them into getting on an airplane in the middle of the night while I was at work. A PTA lady that was the mother of my children's friend drove my girls to the airport. She's never been charged with kidnapping, harboring a runaway, or enticing a minor. The North Richland Hills, Texas police will do nothing. The district attorney of Tarrant County, they will do nothing. They actually called me 2 weeks ago and said maybe I'm the abuser. So, real nice to hear when you've never abused your children. So now I have not seen my twins since March 19, 2015, which would be almost 3 years. And the only time I've seen any glimpse of them, one was in the courthouse hallway for a few minutes when my ex was petting them and said they didn't have to speak to me if they were afraid of me. The other was one of my twins. I saw her at her workplace, which I was able to do that because I called her, did star 67. She actually answered the phone. She asked me to come visit her. I did so. She held my hand for an hour and a half. That was her doing it, not me. Said she wanted to commit suicide because the judge would not give her visitation to see her own mother. She said she could not initiate contact that was ordered in the custody order, that's what my children had to do that were alienated. For those of you parents that are alienated, you know that your children probably can't initiate contact already. So I have now spent over $100,000 in litigation. I have not got any visits with my children. I've missed every holiday, every Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, birthday. I don't get calls for Mother's Day, my birthday, nothing. And I've been completely erased from my children's lives. I did not even know where one of my oldest children was going to college. Was never told. My ex also told the photographer at my son's graduation photographer not to sell me any pictures. So I really don't have any graduation pictures of either of my first 2 children. And now my twins are seniors, so I'm not expecting any from them as well. I want everyone to know that I raised these children virtually alone when my twins were 5 weeks old. My older 2 were 2 and 4. He's the father of all 4 of these kids, and he took off. He actually kidnapped my older 2 children at that time, and it was during the middle of a baby shower for my twins. Didn't even know they were in his vehicle. Of course, the cops don't say it's kidnapping. What do they say? They say it's a civil matter. So I didn't see the kids for 26 days at that point. He has since taken my children numerous times, at least 7, sometimes from the school without my knowledge, but never the twins, never ever. Sometimes if he had them for visitation, I would say he could have them for a week, and he'd make sure it was 3 weeks. If he had them 2 weeks, it was 6. It just depended on his mood. Knowing that he's such a narcissist, I knew not to contact law enforcement on several of those occasions, or I'd never see my children again. Since he was put in jail on one account for 3 different types of contempt, and the judge asked me, do you want him to go to jail? And I said, absolutely not. He's the father of my kids, and he will make sure that I never see these kids again if you put him in jail. She stated that if he retaliated against me, she would see his ass in the courtroom. But alas, she's never been my judge since. So how does that happen? So he just continues to get by with it and continually manipulates and abuses my children. One of my children, my son, who's 19, stated to me in January that he's forgotten everything about me and doesn't remember any of his childhood. I raised this boy till he was almost 16. He said he's very concerned about it and changed his degree from pre-med to psychology so he can figure it out for himself. But they probably won't teach that in college, so I don't know how he's going to learn. My oldest, I've only seen 5 minutes in 4 years, and every time has been horrible. Just 2 times, a total of 5 minutes. Said I've never done anything for her in her whole life, and that I ruined her life. Well, I was the only one in her life, so that's not true. I've gotten calls by the FBI of Iowa, actually, that have seen things my children have been posting. And they stated that they're very concerned about my children. But they weren't concerned when my kids were taken, so I don't know why the concern all of a sudden. But, of course, after our 4-hour meeting, I've yet to hear anything. And, yes, I recorded that. So that's about it. Just miss my kids. And want to tell them I love them, and I'm always here and waiting, and all I have is pictures that I can't even put up on the wall. But I hope they sometimes see this and know all the things that I've done. I've gotten proclamations signed about parental alienation, about Parental Alienation Awareness Day, and also about parental alienation being domestic abuse by proxy. So I've talked to many legislators and I get nowhere. Law enforcement, they're all gaslighted by my ex. Been arrested on January 20th, 2017 because I went to a school counselor and told her that one of my daughters was suicidal. I was out 8 hours later and it was dismissed, only for me to be harassed by the same law enforcement officer just a month later. I've been denied access to my children's records, told I can't go to their graduation, and told I can't go to any extracurricular activities. So I guess that's about it. Alienation, yeah, it sucks, it's awful, it's an emotional holocaust, and nobody should have to go through this. This is a crime against humanity. Thank you.